GNCC is back for round number 12 of the 2024 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series, and we have a champion, Johnny Girard, wrapping it up in round number 11. What has he got in store with round number 12, as well as the rest of the boys? Jordan Ashburn coming off a sensational ride just a couple of weeks ago as we head into the historic John Penton GNCC.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Well, hello again and welcome. As we said, the historic John Penton, the Wiseco John Penton GNCC here in Millfield, Ohio. Mikey Wayne's here, and this is the 2024 Progressive Grand National Cross Country Racing Series presented by Specialized, your AMA National Championship. Well, as we mentioned, a national champion wrapped up just a week ago with Johnny Girard capturing that national championship, and we begin as always with the Specialized race recap. A little slideways for a couple of our riders out in front. Jordan Ashburn, the number 3 Coastal Racing Factory Gas, just barely grabbing that whole shot award, but it was Mike Wachowski, the 282 Phoenix Racing Honda, out in front, leading this one early with Jordan Ashburn in pursuit. And as this one more on, look at this, just, man, better line choice right there. Pays off for Ashburn. Ashburn able to take that lead away from the 282 of Mike Wachowski, but nonetheless, Mike having a sensational ride up to this moment. And boy, just excited to see how Wachowski continues to progress in the XC1 ranks. Really, really looking good here late in the season. This was the story for Stu Baylor. Obviously an end to his day. And Stu there with the team kind of taking a look at the bike, and just sort of the story of how the season has gone for Stu, some unfortunate things. But how about it for Jordan Ashburn, bringing it home, takes home the checkered flag with Ricky Towery right there hanging on to seal the deal on the win. And there you go, your top 10, Ashburn, Draper, Trevor Bollinger. How about it, a top 3 for him. And your points leader and national champion Johnny Girard with Baylor in second, and Grant Davis of the XC2.
It was a good day. I wanted to get out front and just charge and lead the day, and that's what we did. So bike was good. It was really comfortable today out. For the conditions, I was very comfortable.
Well, we fast forward to today, the John Penton GNCC off and rolling. Steel City Medical Center Whole Shot Award up for grabs in the XC1. Going to be an absolute mutter today. How about it? 3-4-7 of Evan Smith. Hangs on to it, but goes down just past the whole shot. And hey, that's the way it goes. Evan, I'm not laughing at you, buddy. This was an absolutely tough day for all of these guys. And how about this? Mike Wachowski out in front again, leading the way. And boy, just a great start again for Wachowski as the rest of the XC1 guys single file ranks through the woods, already coated in mud. This absolutely rainy day. Tough start there for Trevor Bollinger, just behind Evan Smith there. We'll see if Evan Smith can rebound after grabbing that Steel City Medical Center Whole Shot Award. XC2 Whole Shot Award up for grabs. That is going to be the Liquid Moly Factory Beta Racing's Jonathan Johnson, grabbing that whole shot. Little checkup from the neck cup as he heads into the woods right there with that lead. Great start for him in the XC2 class, as the rest of these guys sorted out, and some new names stepping up into the XC2, of course, late in the season, as we always expect to see moving into 2025 as well. Let's see who jumps in there in XC2. Very similar to what we just saw in the XC1 as far as guys taking their time. Today is as much about you versus the track as it is you versus the rider next to you. Going to be a tough day for these guys, no doubt about that. We'll see how the track fares as the day goes on. FMF XC3 Low Jack Cycle Sales Whole Shot Award up for grabs. And the 217, yes, we'll hang on to it. That is Tyler Shields grabbing that Low Jack Cycle Sales Whole Shot Award. And I think that's Jack Walker just behind him on the beta machine in hot pursuit. Seen some great things out of Jack Walker this season. And we'll see if he can continue that here today in the FMF XC3. Everybody loves 125s. Often joke about it on the starting line. Out there singing the songs of our people, man. Nothing quite like the 125. Out there having some fun. So again, we wrapped up a championship with Johnny Gerard sealing the deal, but still plenty of racing left in these last two rounds. Mike Wachowski still on the move. The 212 of Ricky Russell sitting in that number 2 spot. Boy, Ricky Russell would love to have a good day out here battling with these guys. We'll see if he can do it. But boy, we're off and rolling. Evan Smith grabbing a hole shot. Mike Wachowski grabbing an early lead. It's a mutter, just how we like it. We'll be right back with more from the John Penton GNCC right after this. Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on RacerTV.com. Mike Wachowski still sitting in that number 2 spot as Ricky Russell sits in, Wachowski in the number 1 spot and Ricky Russell in pursuit in the number 2 spot. And you can see these guys still just very close to one another. This is one of those races you can kind of watch them sit back. They're patient and just sort of methodically, you almost wait for the guy in front of you to make a mistake to capitalize on that and push yourself up into first place. There is a shot of Ricky Russell, small dab right there, rough and rowdy. Hey, just how he likes it. In the rocks. No problems for him. And I think actually Ricky Russell there, I think we showed him in second. I believe he's in first. And that is because I say that, and there's the obvious he's in the 282. Mike Wachowski sitting in that number 2 spot, and the 178 of Lyndon Snodgrass sitting back there in third place. What a tough section. John Penton, arguably one of the toughest tracks of the season. We got the Penton section. Oh! He goes down and just nowhere to go, though. He's all right, able to get back up on the machine. More of our XC1 pros, and if that doesn't speak to just how difficult this is, these are the best in the world having troubles out there on that slick rock. And if you've ever been to the John Penton GNCC, and maybe I'll catch some slack from this from our good buddy Johnny Gallagher, but I think he's of the same consensus that this mud is unique, man. It is not of this earth. We talk about it being, it's different. It's like ice on top, and it packs very, very hard. It's the best way to describe it is like you're running out there in peanut butter. I mean, there's just no other way. It's tough. It's difficult, and it's different. There is no doubt. And the John Penton GNCC property, the longest standing race in the GNCC schedule, is one of those where it seems like every year we're getting one of two extremes. It's either extremely hot or it's extremely muddy and rainy. And this year we got the rain, albeit we are here later in the season, second to last round of the year. Normally it's closer to summertime. So we thought maybe we'd get a break. We didn't. We still get the rain, but we'll take it. Liam Draper in the mix. And Liam having a great closeout to the season. He's had back-to-back podiums, second place finishes in the XC1 class in round number 10, of course, after the summer break, and in round number 11. Not in that range right now, but not out of it. As on cue, I take back what I just said. He is in range. There is the 198 of Liam Draper up into what I believe may be the number 2 spot behind Ricky Russell. So Draper on the move, and that's just how quick things can shake up given the muddy conditions we have. Ben Kelly, good to see him up in the fight, the 530. We've enjoyed having Ben Kelly in the booth with us throughout this season, but much happier to see the 530 out on the track since summer break. and fighting with these guys. Coming up a 9th place finish is Ben Kelly. And I think, probably using this season to close out, see how he feels on the bike, and get some seat time, some race time, I should say. These guys talk extensively about you can practice all you want. Nothing quite replicates race speed and race mode. So Ben Kelly getting his taste of that. Ben would love nothing more than to get a podium here to close out the season. He had a 4th in round 10, a 9th in round 11. So a couple more chances before the season is up here for Ben Kelly to put on display what we know he is capable of. XC1 still rolling through here. John Penton, GNCC, and of course, be remiss not to mention that XC2, Grant Davis. Historic season for Grant Davis. He's got a couple of overall wins under his belt, and the kid has just been sensational, and looking to see him do some more of the same stuff here to close out what we call silly season. The goggles are off for Liam Draper, and boy, just about all these guys maybe. Look like Ashburn there may still have his on, but that mud, man, it cakes on there. The John Penton GNCC making vision very, very difficult, even for the best goggle manufacturers in the world, and these guys sometimes choose, hey, you know what, I'm going to do better without them. Painful, though, painful. You get behind a guy, you catch some roost, catch a rock. Very, very difficult situation. Doesn't matter to Liam Draper, though. If you're out in front, you're not worried about roost. 198 in control of this one, Liam Draper. Mercy. A great lead over the number 3 of Jordan Ashburn, and as mentioned, Ashburn still rocking the goggles. He is in a good situation right there. See if he can catch up with the 198, and there is Lyndon Snodgrass. No goggles for him in the number 3 spot on that Kawasaki. See him there, maybe pulling some mud out of the eyes. And Mike Wachowski in the fight, the 282. Saw this a couple of weeks ago. He's got more of it on display here at the John Penton GNCC. And there goes the 198 of Liam Draper leading the way. Just seems like a good fit, Liam does, on the big bike. Not that he didn't, former XC2 champion, not taking anything away from that, but I think we all expected to see Liam do well moving up into the XC1 Pro class. I don't know if anybody thought, on the outside looking in anyways, that Liam would do this well through a couple of rounds and continuing that here today, but he has been very, very good in the XC1 class. Very exciting to see. Nothing wrong with having another name in the mix as far as podiums are concerned. There goes Ben Kelly. Ben, solid job through there. Sort of threw that off camber right there. Camera doesn't quite do it justice. A couple different line choices for our guys. And we're rolling, baby. John Penton, GNCC. Of course, John Penton, a name synonymous with racing and motorcycles. And you'd be remiss not to say we would be anywhere near where we are without a man like John Penton. And I encourage you, for the young kids out there, if you don't know who John Penton is, if you just know it's, hey, the name of a GNCC, talk to Dad, do a YouTube search, maybe a TikTok search, do your research. John Penton, he's an American veteran as well, just a sensational man to have, and to have a race named after him as well. What an honor it is to come out and race the John Penton. Very cool stuff. KTM always rolling out the red carpet. They have Youth Day. They come out with the youth race, hand out some medals to the youth riders. Very, very cool stuff. So Liam Draper doing his thing out in front on the Ampro Yamaha, leading the way. Now getting a little bit of smoke. And that smoke comes in the form of Jordan Ashburn on the gas. Looking good right there, doing it with a little bit of style. And as mentioned, Ashburn still got the goggles on. Hey, is that going to play an advantage? Has it played an advantage to this point? And before long, we're going to be talking about what we do every race, the lap traffic. As our leaders will get up into some lap traffic, those A and B riders going to have a tough time on today's. They're good too, but oh, and how about this Grant Davis? We talked about him a little bit. XC2 rider up into the fight. I would say that's what, 4th OA physically, but that would put him as your overall leader on adjusted time. So Grant Davis just doing sensational things here in 2025, and in position right now on adjusted time for the overall lead. you cannot say enough great things about Grant Davis and what he's done this season. It is just, like we said, it has been a historical season. There's no other way to put it for Josh Toth. You can't mention Grant Davis without mentioning Josh Toth. We'll talk more about that after a commercial break. But nonetheless, overall leader on adjusted time, Grant Davis leading the way. Liam Draper, your physical leader. How's it going to shake down? We'll be right back here in just a moment from the historic Wiseco John Penton GNCC right after this. Progressive GNCC Racing is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive could save you hundreds of dollars on your automobile and motorcycle insurance. Specialized E-Turbo bicycles. It's you, only faster. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. And welcome back to GNCC here on RacerTV.com. Jordan Ashburn right there leading this pack of riders. The screen said second. I'm thinking first because I see Liam Draper back there. So I believe it is Ashburn. Well, scratch that. Grant Davis. I wondered who the KTM was. Should have known out of the XC2. So Grant Davis trying to track down a overall not just on adjusted time, but physically on the track. Can he make it happen? Now, I will say this, and I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of the XC1 pros. You hear a lot of these guys, I won't mention names. Stu Baylor's one, he said it. Ben Kelly's another, he said it. Okay, I mentioned names. Jordan Ashburn, one of the most difficult riders to pass out there on the track. Those guys have said that during the broadcast. I don't think that's any mystery. So if Grant Davis can get around Jordan Ashburn, going to be quite a feat. And this is kind of a cool situation. Their mechanic, or Grant Davis's mechanic, Andy, was actually the mechanic of Jordan Ashburn. So he's got proud of his guys, proud of his former national champion in the overall, proud of his 2024 XC2 champion. Andy can build a bike, no doubt about that. And Grant Davis putting that on display right there. Mercy sakes. Liam Draper not done though. Maybe a little frustration right there showing as Liam Draper riding with a sense of urgency, trying to get back up on that rear wheel of Grant Davis. And Jordan Ashburn trying to hold Grant Davis off here late. Talk about an exciting finish to this race right here. And one of our I thought that was Ashburn right there. It was similar gear, but no. One of our lapped riders, little checkup from the neck up and said, hey, those boys sound fast, and there's a reason. It's Jordan Ashburn and Grant Davis in an absolute dogfight. And that is how they sit 1, 2, and 3. Now again, Grant Davis going to be your leader on adjusted time. Rider out of the XC2 class. What a day it has been. Ashburn still holding off Grant Davis. And given the conditions, again, slick, muddy conditions, can't really afford. I mean, Grant Davis could make a mistake, go down, and probably still get the overall at this point, but not how it's going to work out, as Jordan Ashburn will hang on for what will be a second win in a row. And there's Grant Davis. The champagne showers, and your national champion, Grant Davis. How about that? There's a mechanic, Andy, in between the two guys. What a shot that is. Great ride.
It's honestly amazing. I got off to a third-place start and then got into the lead in the Penton section and started picking off the XC1 guys one by one, and then I got stuck on a hill out there and lost all the passes I made up. And I'm like, I got to go. So I started picking them off again, and then Liam let me by that last lap, and I got behind Jordan, and I was doing everything I physically could, but hey, it's still awesome to come away with my XC2 championship at 19 years old now, and winning 2 overalls this year is pretty sick.
Well, again, congrats to Grant Davis, and we got Jackson Burrell down there going to catch up with our XC1 winner, Jordan Ashburn. 2 in a row for Jordan.
Gnarly day out there, super physical track, got really slippery, and I don't know. I didn't get a good start today, and kind of had to try to work my way through the pack, and it was quite a lot tougher to pass than I thought it would be, and kind of got up toward the front, man, and just was second, and then made a pass there, and there, Liam kind of we trying to get off and going away from Grant here, and I just pushed so hard the last lap to try not to let him get around me, and yeah, here we are. It's P2 overall for the day, but man, congrats to Grant. He had a good ride today.
Well, there you go. There is your standings, or your overall here today with Davis, Ashburn, and Draper, Kelly, and Angus Reardon. Going to round out your top 5. Cody Barnes in that top 10, and Snodgrass a solid day as well.
Yeah, definitely lifted all out on the track. Haven't felt this smoked in a while, but yeah, got a good start and was just in the pack. And towards the end of lap 1, I caught Ricky and then passed him in the pit. And lap 2, I tried to put a big sprint on to see if I could pull a lead, and I think that's what bit me in the ass on this last lap here. I'm feeling it, but pretty stoked to have a podium in the dust and have a podium in the mud in my first 3 XC1 races.
Well, we'll take a look to wrap things up here with the Specialized race recap. Slick, muddy, slicker than a mayonnaise sandwich. Evan Smith said no problem until it was a problem. He still hung on for that Steel City Medical Center Whole Shot Award, and Evan Smith had his work cut out for him from there. Another sensational start for the 282 of Mike Wachowski. And Wachowski, pretty solid season for his first season in the XC1 class. I think really has found himself in these last couple of rounds. We've seen some glimpses of greatness. I think for Wachowski, it's just a matter of him putting together that full race. And boy, once he gets that figured out, Wachowski going to be a dangerous man to close out the season at Ironman, and I think you keep your eyes on the 282 moving into 2025. As this one wore on, it was Jordan Ashburn and Liam Draper out in front battling until the young gun, the playboy, Grant Davis, putting his name in the hat. He ended up splitting in between those guys, getting up on the rear wheel of Jordan Ashburn and applied the pressure all the way through the finish. Liam Draper, you saw it in the post-race interview. Kudos to you, man. Let it all hang out on the track. Left it all out there. Great ride by all 3 of these men. And the champagne showers for Grant Davis, sealing the deal on that XC2 National Championship. A big congratulations to all 3. Ashburn, quietly, 2 XC1 wins to close out the last couple of rounds. What has he got in store for Ironman to close it out? And Ben Kelly rounded out your top 3 on the XC1 podium. That's going to wrap things up. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.